time for this on Restream and didn't realize it was California time. I'm live now, guys. It's 12:45 Central. And yes, this is how my day has been going. I was looking forward to sleeping in today and starting to run again, and I had to go into work for a reason none of you want to know. Great. So, hey, I'll just go live now because I already changed the time too many times, and that's okay. People should be hopping on if they see a notification, so be it. That's what it's going to be like. I'll just keep talking. I am in a mood, but I have my favorite coffee. I'm in a good mood, but feeling a little impatient sometimes. I was driving to work and I just kept getting behind slow drivers. So yeah, Restream on my laptop is California time. Restream on my phone is Chicago time. And now it's all effed up. So I don't even know if anybody will show up. Let's see. I have a good conversation. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. Hey, Brid, nice to see you. It'll be good. So, funny thing, having to do with the topic I wanted to talk about today. So, Melissa had posted a video about receiving some jewelry from a friend whose grandmother had passed away. Hey, Christopher. And I also was going to talk about jewelry a little bit. So it was fun to see Melissa's video about jewelry she had received from someone who had passed away. And then I was going to mention jewelry also that I wear for the same reasons. So I'm talking about resonance and things like that. On my Saturday live, which was kind of impromptu for the Beatitudes, someone had mentioned in chat, where is resonance found in the good book? The good book. Because recently I've studied more of the Odeot and I go to the Bible, but I don't look at it in all the same ways maybe traditionally people would. Some do, some don't. It's just my journey. So anyways, that was kind of the challenge of where is that in the good book? Well, I'll be nice. Glad that person asked because it is in the good book. If that's what you want to refer to. Solely. Not soulfully, solely. But I would say if you're going to refer to the good book, you should do it soulfully, SOULFULLY, or not just solely, SOLELY. So yeah, I was going to mention, I think because in another live also we were talking about the beliefs of no makeup or makeup and no jewelry and jewelry. I've experienced all different types of church experiences. So yeah, there are people who believe in all that. So I was going to say personally for me, it's of course not a big deal if you can't tell. But a lot of the jewelry I wear has significance either to me in meaning, or anytime I do have a family member alive or has passed away. Typically in my family, both sides of the family, both my grandmas liked jewelry. So I have received some of that. Most recently, my husband's grandma had passed away, and he went out to his family for that funeral. I wasn't able to go, but he brought back something she had left and set aside for me. So she loved to be dolled up also. And today, you usually see me wear this ring now, this is from her. Someone in her family made this out of a spoon. And I have a few of these. I found another one. She gave me 2 in that box. So I wear this for her. She gave me this one also. This is just cheapy stuff. Not like Melissa's real pearls. But yeah, this is like even missing rhinestones. But that's for her. I wear that for her. This is just my favorite. But a lot of the jewelry you might see me wear, hey Tony, is from my grandma or his grandma. And I just like jewelry anyways. This necklace is a bird, and it actually has significance to me because this past year recently, most of my life, I've felt like a caged bird in ways. And that's kind of how Yah had me relate to what I was feeling. And then someone gave this to me, and didn't even know that's what Yah had been showing me. And so now I wear this because Yah wants me to be free. He wants us all to be free from those bondages that are damaging to our whole being, not just our body, although that's part of it. So anything I wear, I either like or has significance like that. So if you see me wearing the same types of jewelry like that, that's for my husband's grandma. This, of course, like I showed you, is from Wendy, and it has Yahuwah on it in paleo letters. And I've shown this on my community tab. So, oh, and you wear butterflies, Christopher, a lot, I noticed. Right. Hey, David. I hope not. Be free. In Yeshua, be free. Okay, so now that everyone has come in, not everyone, but people are coming in, and sorry about all the mix-ups with the time. Time is relative anyways. If you're wondering about my earrings, there's no significance to this. I just like them. And yeah, I had to go into work today, so that's why I'm later anyways. I wanted it to be at 11, and that didn't work out, and I tried 1, and I wanted to go early because I like early. And then I can go a little later if I go early, get it? So yeah, come out of your cocoon. So, okay. My challenge was from the good book, hey Pseudo, where do we see resonance? Well, I'll show you. And maybe you guys can help me if I get a little mixed up in places to find things. But I don't know. I'm kind of going off the cuff with this. So what I first wanted to show, so like I said, my premise is this person said to me, where is resonance in those types of things that I talk about and that I have experienced personally in the Bible? Well, what's it say? In the beginning, Yahuwah created heaven and the earth. How did he do that? Did he form it with his hands? No, he spoke it. So there's resonance right there. sound resonance, right? Okay, so that's Genesis 1:1. Adam and Eve walked in the garden and spoke to the Heavenly Father every day, all day. That's resonance. This is not in the Bible, but I can believe strongly that before the fall and imperfection, the human mind was able to communicate without speaking, telepathy. So there's resonance of a type. I think we still have those capabilities in part, but not as strongly, and some have it stronger than others. How are you, Pseudo? I'm okay. I'm in a mood. So I thought no better way to share this than in a mood. I'll be nice, though. So anyways, okay, so that's Genesis. The Ruach, the Holy Spirit, moved on the water. When the Spirit moves, that's resonance. So that's Genesis. That's okay. That's okay, Pseudo. I'm glad. Ebbs and flows. So then, maybe Tony can help me. Tony, where is the chapter and verse about Jericho? Thanks. Thanks. All right. Where's Jericho? Sorry, I was talking to somebody on the side. Anyways, I'll just tell you. We don't have to look it up in the scripture. If you don't know the story of Jericho, the Most High told Israel to take over the city of Jericho, and Jericho was a huge fortress city. Hi, Wendy. Joshua 6. Thank you. And they were going to take it over because Yah was giving it to them. So what they blew, yes, David, I believe that. So Jericho was bolted and barred shut because the people were afraid of the Israelites. No one could enter or leave. So they were thinking they were going to get stormed by Israel. Yahweh said to Joshua, I am about to hand Jericho, its king, and its warriors over to you. All the soldiers will march around the city once a day for 6 days. 7 priests will carry ram's horns. Hold on. Like this, a shofar. They were probably holding the giant ones. This is a small one. They will march around the city 7 times while the priests blow their horns. When you hear a long blast on the horn, all the troops must shout very loudly. The wall around the city will collapse. Then the troops must charge straight ahead into the city. Joshua summoned the priests. He said to them, pick up the Ark of the Promise and have 7 priests carry 7 ram's horns ahead of the Ark. He told the troops, march around the city. Let the armed men march ahead of the Ark. So, all right, so they were to do this silently. And he said, ordering the troops, don't shout, make any noise, or let one word come out of your mouth until I tell you to shout, and then shout. So Yahweh's ark went around the city once. Then they went back to the camp and stayed there for the night. I bet you could, David. It's hard to blow a shofar. I'm not going to do it on camera. I still don't have it down. Joshua got up early in the morning. The priests carried Yahweh's ark The 7 priests carrying the 7 ram's horns were ahead of it. The priests blew their horns as they went. The armed men were ahead of them, and the rear guard followed Yahweh's ark. While the horns blew continually, they went around the city once on the 2nd day and returned to the camp. They did this for 6 days. On the 7th day, they got up at dawn. They marched around the city 7 times, the same way they had done before. That was the only day they marched around it 7 times. When they went around the 7th time, the priests blew their ram's horns. Joshua said to the troops, "Shout, because Yahweh has given you the city. The city has been claimed by him. Everything in it belongs to him." So it's well known in the spirit realm, like Wendy is saying, that when these are blown, it's giving out that cry in the spiritual realm to evil, and they have to flee. So this was a resonance that was powerful and destroyed the city. So like I said, I'm not gonna blow it because it wouldn't be that great. But that's a resonance of power between the spiritual and the physical. So there's something else in the Bible. The other part of the resonance in that part was when Yahweh was speaking to Joshua. Anytime the Spirit moves you or speaks to you and shows you what to do, and like Wendy said, it's a still, when you're being still or speaking, he speaks to you in that still small voice, which is all over the Bible. I can go over a few, and that is resonance also. So we can have resonance with him and hear from him daily, physically or spiritually. Like I said, Melissa and I were talking about, I was going to talk about the same thing she was talking about on her video this morning. That is counted as something like a connection. So when you understand what it is and are open to it, then you realize what it is. And that is resonance in the scripture. The Odiot is all about finding those messages and connecting with what Yah wants to tell you. So, right. Wendy, right. And in that silence, you can hear more. The resonance to me, the hearing the message of that caged bird for me between my prayer and Yah was that. So yeah, it is in the good book. Let's see. There's a lot of Psalms that talk about when Yah moves over mountains, they melt, or things of that nature. There are, and I'm sorry I don't have specifics, but they're in there. I just don't have time, sadly. Maybe I will do that tomorrow when I have time. And I'll get back to you. Maybe this will be a part 2 of just reading where I find it. So, yeah. Here's one. Even the depths of the sea trembled. So the water saw you and shook. Even the depths of the sea trembled. The clouds poured out their water. The sky thundered. So when Yahuwah comes, that's in Psalm 77, 16 and 17. 18 says, the sound of your thunder rumbled in the sky. Streaks of lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. So that's resonance also. Dreams can be resonance, and dreams are in the Bible also. I've had dreams where I can tell things people are feeling, I've had that a few times in the past few months. So yeah, that's resonance, and we know dreams are in the Bible. I'm not part of saying that that stuff does not happen anymore, because it does. It does. When you are healed by Yahweh's power, that is resonance through your body. And I've had that between people. Why does the Bible say to put hands, lay hands on each other? It's to go try to down. Good try. I'm not gonna. No, I wasn't told to do that, so I can't do that. Words are resonance, and those can speak. Those can destroy walls or not, too. You got to accept those things. You got to accept those words. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I've received healing from resonances, not of laying on of hands, but in different aspects like that. And I didn't even know it was going to happen. It just happened. So, you know that water changes form through sound. So connections and resonance, it's just all part of being human. It happened between conversations with some of you, specifically like two of you here and other people who are my friends. You can put stuff out there, and good or bad, right? So of course it's in the Bible. It's in the good book. And even if it wasn't, I dare say, of course, I would still understand it, because it's happened to me all my life. There was a time, I might have shared this before, I was about 15, maybe 14, and I knew someone had passed away in the moment that they passed away. And I didn't know that person well. The only thing I could do in the moment was pray for the family. It was an unexpected death. And at 14, I just didn't know what was going on with that. So, for whatever reason, that happened. I had a dream when my mom's cousin passed away. I dreamt that night that I was back at her house that she lived in when I was a child, and we would go and visit. So that happens. Yeah, Nathan, it's all interconnected. But I like it. I like that. That interconnection happens with me and the children I work with all the time. Sometimes you just know what will help them, and then you make that connection with them. That's part of the human experience. I don't know how people honestly don't. I don't know I know a couple people who haven't experienced that at all. And to me, that's a red flag of why are you so closed to that? Oh, that's interesting, Wendy. Yeah. Hey, Anto. So, right, they are gifts, David. Yes, for sure, gifts. And you're supposed to give those gifts freely and generously when you are moved to do that, not whenever you want. Same with the dreams. I don't go and look for people that need an answer to a dream. And even if they come to me and tell me, it's not always my job to know what's what. So that is resonance in the Bible. If you want to go to the Gospels, Wendy, what's that passage we were talking about with the woman with the issue of blood? See, it's interactive. You guys can help me, please. What's that? Mm-hmm. Edenville Dam. Is that in Michigan? Where are you at? So this is the problem that I have with that person last week saying, "Oh, where is that in the good book?" I keep saying that. I'm going to stop saying it because it annoys me. Matthew. I'll flip through as I talk because the church doesn't do this stuff. They do it, but it's not. Oh, look at Tony whipping them out. It's probably in Matthew and Mark, huh? They don't do it with the correct understanding all the time. Mark, what? 5. So this kind of resonance was felt by Yeshua and the woman. Oh, Luke 8. Okay. Da 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 da. Wait. Mark 5. Oh, yeah. Okay. In the crowd was a woman who had been suffering from chronic bleeding for 12 years. Although she had been under the care of many doctors and had spent all her money, she had not been helped at all. Actually, she had become worse. Since she had heard about Yeshua, she came from behind in the crowd and touched his clothes. She said, "If I can touch his clothes, I'll get well." Her bleeding stopped immediately. She felt cured from her illness. So there's that. And then he felt the power go out of him, and he turned around in the crowd and said, "Who touched my clothes?" And the disciples asked, "How can you ask who touched me when you see the crowd pressing you on all sides?" Is it just me, or these, hey, Deanne, these disciples were stupid sometimes. Like, what do you mean who touched you? There's a bunch of people around us. Like, okay. So yeah. And so he kept looking around to see the woman who had done this. The woman trembled with fear. She knew what had happened. So she quickly bowed in front of him and told the whole truth. So he said, "Go in peace, you're cured." Mm-hmm. I don't have that gift of healing. I do have the gift for the dream interp, like I've said, and I do get words of life for people. Right, Wendy? I don't know. I say the same things to some people too. Friyay! It did go quickly, Alki, and I'm kind of glad because I don't know, my job. It's like I get stuff done, but I don't get stuff done, and I can't describe why. It's just I keep getting these piles on my desk, and then you take care of that, and there's more piles. It's kind of funky, but whatever. Yes. So yeah, I'm talking about resonance because on my Beatitudes live stream, someone said, "You keep talking about that, and where's that in the Bible?" Well, it's in the Bible, and it's it's in the Bible, and it's everywhere. So if you look for it, seek and you shall find. Okay, so that's that resonance. And I haven't even touched on, how many more there are just in this part beyond. But like I said, I would worry if someone has never experienced that kind of stuff. And excuse me for not being eloquent about it. I say stuff and things. when I don't have to be careful of my words because I'm just talking to friends. So, yeah, of course, there's things around us. That's what the gut feeling is. That's resonance. And if you've never had that, I would say, please look into that. Because that's true. We are connected as human mankind, womankind, and we are connected to the spiritual realm too in many different ways. So, like I was saying, I don't think that the church specifically system teaches about it. Some do, some don't, and then they teach wrongly and don't, and then they become judges of other people. So, yeah, only when he wants them to be, Wendy, right? We're not going around saying, hey, I do this, come to me. That's not what happens. It's he can bring people to you or for yourself or vice versa. Hey, Andy. So, what's interesting is it's not automatic either with like people like family or things like that. It's not always that way. Catch it as bliss. Is it bliss? sometimes stuff like that is it's a little burdensome, but the ultimate peace that the Spirit can give you isn't. He'll never give you that burdensome feeling. You should feel lighter and healed. If you don't, you know where that's coming from. All right, Wendy. So yeah, I would say any of the miracles in the Bible are examples of resonance. And that's just the way the realm works. And that's why I said you don't have to just speak about what the Bible says. It's clearly evident that's how the whole realm functions. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be just by touch, like the laying on of hands. It doesn't have to be family members. It has to be, it's just whatever. Well, I'm giving you my non-fictional examples. So I was asked, Nathan, by other people to show them from here. So I did. One thing and I never want to say I know it all because I don't. And I don't get too deep dive into anything that I really want to. I think there's more out there than is in the Bible. I think it's safe to say for me personally, this is my thought. To start with the Bible is fine, but there's so much more out there, right, Alki? That's true. Think about how the body responds, and me as a woman who has a child knows this. When you have, that's right, Nathan, I don't care. I don't give an F. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. The skin to skin when babies are born is important. And that's kind of like what you're saying, Alki. That's part of the system's connections and working together. I think I've said it before. I knew my daughter was going to have challenges before she was born. I knew in college that was going to happen. think I've said that before. I feel like I repeat myself, so I apologize if I repeat myself. There is someone on YouTube, and I don't remember the tag name. He can actually do a lot with resonance, like telepathy. I don't know if it's how true it is or not, but I don't even know how you'd fake that. I don't know. Hey, no holds bars. Anything's on the table. Whatever. Keep it real. Keeping it real. That's all. I keep it real. But I don't need anybody to tell me what I've experienced isn't true. Lynn mentioned in a couple of chats a couple of weeks ago, we're two in agreement or whatever, or maybe it was just in passing, funny. Believe me, it happens. So, Nathan, I like the shofar. You know what? If you hear it, it's beautiful when it's played correctly. If I tried it, it would not be beautiful. I have not personally used the shofar for anything like that. But like I said, I don't have trouble with evil as much anymore, bothering me. Oh, yeah, intent. Yeah. It's all about the intent of what? The heart, right? Yep. So much out there is soulful that we don't pay attention to it. I want to be intentional and paying attention. Oh, yes, the bees. Yes. Well, that's how we know too, like bugs don't fly necessarily. They levitate, right? Bees levitate, or bumblebees. It's more of a levitation, right, Alki? Right. Yep, the heart and then the mind and then out to the 3D realm. So what are the intents? Is that the 40? I don't know. And I have so many dreams, like I can't even tell you. I don't even know what they all mean. They're in very specific places with specific people sometimes. Not always, but a lot. Often. Magnetic force field, self-propelled levitation. Yep. And that's pretty well known. Oh, blessings on your appointment, Andy. And healing. If we realize we could also just heal ourselves too, yeah. But it's interesting, even when you see how people react to you as a person, because I think all of you in here right now are pure people. You can see who reacts to you in resonance. Wendy and I talked about this. People react to you based on who you are on the inside first, instead of what they see. I don't know. It's strange. It's only strange because we aren't told about these things. But I have to say, I give credit. Growing up in church, I did know about these things. It just wasn't in a full way of knowing. That's interesting, David. Yeah, that's true for me, David, too. Yeah. So, yeah, of course it's in the Bible, like I said. Um, and of course it's everywhere. And just last weekend, it happened to me. Someone that I'm close to was going through something, and I could sense it. I could feel it. So, um, it keeps us, um, right, Wendy? It keeps us in tune and connected with each other. That's why I always say how with work, um, when you have to work in the non-reality, which they say is reality, which is not, um, it tunes you out, focusing on what isn't really important tunes you out to what really is important. However, I was going to mention yesterday, um, different people are on different levels, but I wondered maybe what you guys thought. So I had to talk to a young lady, a high school age. She was getting a little loud at the table she was at. And I haven't had too many interactions with her. I literally tapped her on the shoulder that lightly with 2 fingers, and she jumped like I grabbed her shoulder. And I don't know her background, but it's interesting that she is that sensitive to that. I would say if you have any type of sensitivity that's out of balance, um, neither is good. So, such as she doesn't like any kind of touch, even the slightest tap, literally like, dude. Um, so you never know. Um, what is your question, David? I don't allow people to speak to me in my dreams. Do you hear others in yours? Yes. People do speak to me. Sometimes though in my dreams I'm just an observer. But yes, I have the dreams that mean certain things. I can speak back and forth to people. Yes. Um, it could be a sign of trauma, but it's also sensitivities, um, with atypical behaviors. So it's fine. I apologized to her, and I'll remember. I said I won't. I'll make sure not to do that next time. Oh, yeah, that's true, Tony. Sometimes, and I find myself when I get really passionate, not on here in real life, I sound angry, so I got to be careful about that. But you know, we all get passionate sometimes. Yeah. Oh no, I don't want this to turn into anything like that. Um, we got to work out our own. Got to work out our own stuff. Love you guys. We get sometimes, and sometimes we don't know what we have to work out until a certain point. And I pray for your healing, anybody that needs it in any way that you need it. So sometimes trauma can be, a friend told me this once, that trauma is also things you don't even realize were traumatic. I had some trauma to heal from that I didn't even realize was trauma. So, trauma is also things that you don't, not just what is done to you, but the good things that are, withheld, whatever that may look like, whatever side of those things would look like. But I don't want to get too deep. Let's have some fun too. Initially I had no title or no topic for this, but I really just wanted to come on here and share. Of course, there's resonance in the Bible and outside of the Bible. Geez, go outside and listen to the birds sing and you'll understand. Oh, it is about those little things. And I think I'm going to do more videos with those calming things. I just kind of felt led to do that, to take those moments of calm or peace and share them like I did with the robin or the storm. And a couple people told me how that was helpful. So I think I'm just going to do that. We have to take in those little moments too. And I like doing that. I like looking at the clouds. I like noticing the birds singing. I like, autumn's my favorite. I love looking at the leaves and watching. If you watch water move in the breeze, that's very calming. This summer I'll do that. We have a couple ponds around here, and I can video that again. Watching, you want to hear another resonance? I had another resonance. One time I was watching a bumblebee this past summer float from flower to flower. And I actually had gotten out of the house. I was at someone's house visiting and I needed a moment of peace. And there's 11 in chat. I was watching the bumblebee and someone else had texted and said, I'm doing the same thing right now. And I was like, oh, wasn't that beautiful? That was connection. That was sweet. So, yep, the smallest things bring the biggest joys. Yep. That's why I'm all about inside my home too, having the nice lighting. I have the salt lamps. I have my little rainbow light I've shown before. Those things help too. Yeah. I'm not an ocean person. The mountains, you want to go and feel some good vibes, you go up to some mountains. Whew. So, oh, Wendy, that's so sweet. I remember, didn't you make a video about that? Oh, hey, Jonathan. So, yeah, you have to take those moments and, yeah, get wrapped up in those moments. But even, what else do I do? I'll make more videos as it gets warmer outside, too. That's why I make videos about the snow falling. That's very peaceful, too. That's why I go out in the snow in bare feet, because it's I know that Pseudo's going to try that one day. Pseudo, maybe when I'm doing it, you could do it, and we could have a connection and resonance together in that. So yeah. But that's cool too. That's why classical music has good resonance to help you in that kind of stuff. I'm just kidding, Pseudo. Yeah. Right, David? I've been to the Rockies a few times. More. Do they have snow? I bet the Rockies have snow on them too still. Yeah. So oh. But yeah, walk barefoot in the grass. You'll get grounded. Grounding is resonance and connecting. And oh, the Alps, yes. I've always wanted to go to the Alps. I've heard the Alps are a lot like the Rockies. So that really sounds great to me. So I will get some pictures of some mountains this summer too. Out west, when I go out to Colorado, I feel different. The mountains help with health, and the dry air out there out west helps you feel alive, literally. Yeah, you have to pass them to go to Italy. I always forget how close everything is in Europe, Alki. Man, because it's not like that here in the States. It's cool. It's cool. So I was going to go for a run this morning and get, my heart pumping and stuff, but I couldn't. So, hey, Logan, I don't see you on the chat, but you're somewhere. I see people saying, hey. Oh, you have cactus. I love cactus. I don't know why. Cactus are beautiful. Cacti are beautiful. So, but hey, Logan, wherever you are, I don't see where you are, but oh, all right. But yeah, that's all I have to say. What's it say in Psalms? What's the psalm that says that the trees clap their hands? If you watch trees in the breeze, that's calming, and that will bring you peace. You can hug a tree, you can touch a tree and get grounded too. So my daughter does that. She touches trees all the time. She must, I don't know if she talks to them. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, go check out Logan's new channel. It's cool. Yep. Oh, there we go, Isaiah. It says it in Psalms too, I thought. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah. But when you sing, that brings healing serotonin to your system. It's all connected. I got to sing more. I get down sometimes and I don't sing as much as I could. I touch my house plants. I talk to my house plants like they're children. Yes, I've heard that, David. Yep. So, oh, there's Logan. Yeah. But kind of why I wear jewelry too. Again, like I said, for my family members, you want to remember them, and that brings peace too. I think Elke said it somewhere. Good memories bring. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Good memories bring happiness. Jeez, I'm gonna cry. That's good, Pseudo. I'm glad for you. So, getting all emotional about loved ones and stuff like that. If it can be said, it can be sung. That's true. I'm pretty goofy with my daughter sometimes, and I just start singing to her, whatever I'm speaking, I sing. She thinks it's funny. And then she's like, Mom, stop it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not embarrassed. I just don't want to go on and on. So, yeah. I have a lot of memories that, gosh, make me teary-eyed. Ooh. um, Singing helps. Well, you do you, Jonathan. I don't know if I will be singing. I keep saying I want to, and then I try to record it, and I don't like it. So I feel like I need, I don't know, I got to find myself again. But musical life, music is life. Man, I always have music on, and it just depends the mood I'm in. I listen to harder stuff. I'll listen to calm stuff. Lately I've been listening to a lot of grunge. I don't know what that means, but I didn't realize I liked grunge so much until recently. I'm like, oh, it's only because I wasn't able to do that as a young lady. So we are all humans, luckily, yes. And we are powerful. We were made to be powerful and connected and do all those things. I've talked about my nephew before and how I have I have a connection with him. Yes, you're right, Jonathan. It's just funny. But I can tell what my nephew needs before his mom can tell. Oh, that's a good thing. It's not just because I'm a mom. It's different. So he and my brother and sister-in-law don't sing to him a lot, I don't think. But man, I started singing to him one of the first few times that I had met him. I just started singing little like preschool children's songs to him, all kinds. And he just stared at me and he loved it. And some of my family members are not into all this connection stuff. And someone said to me, oh, it just must mean, or it just must be your glasses he's staring at and all this stupid shit. So I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the glasses. It's not the glasses. Nirvana. Yeah. Why? Never mind. I have a friend, he used to be in a heavy metal band. And that poetry in those songs sometimes are the deepest. Like Tool. He's a friend that got me into Tool. I just was listening to a couple of songs the other day. They were really good. So, yeah. But I'm coming up on an hour. 91. That's true, pseudo. Let's say it. Let's say it forever. Oh, the 90s. I just was watching a video about the med beds and the electrical impulses that can heal the body, reverse aging. They're out there. They work. My first CD, what was your first DVD, Wendy? My first CD was, I think it was Britney Spears. And no. I think Lifehouse was my first CD. Yeah. My first DVD, I don't know. Probably like Sense and Sensibility or something. Oh, jeez. Oh, The Matrix. That's funny. I have that. I tried to watch it a few months ago, and I got bored. I'm like, been there, done that. Buy 8 CDs for a penny. No, that's cool. Nice. Mariah Carey. You'll always be my baby or something like that. Pong, Evil Knievel. I had Super Mario Brothers when it was getting old already. I had to go to friends' houses to play video games because we never had them. That's cool, David. Anyways, yeah. If you just sit and listen, you can I mean just like silence, which I don't do too often. I don't like silence that much, but you can pick stuff up there too. But you have to be, and okay, I admit, when I say you have to be open to it, it does sound new agey, but it's not. It's just part of, oh, have fun, Jonathan. Blessings. You have to understand what I mean. Oh yeah, Wendy. But you have to be open to Yaz working too. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, you have to be open. You have to be open to everything. Healing. You have to be open to the Spirit speaking to you through people, or the Spirit speaking through you. Not judging a book by its cover. That's something we cannot do. Let me tell you how many times, I'll get on my soapbox a little bit. We cannot judge anybody by how they look or sound. It's so funny because someone did that to me just the other day. I think I mentioned it on here, that they took me as so serious. But this person said this. She was interviewing me for this job I have currently. Well, so of course I'm going to be a little more serious in an interview. But I haven't really shown my true side on here. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't do that on YouTube. If you meet me in person, I could show you fully, but whatever. That's up to ya to bring about people. But yeah. You can never judge anybody by how they look. My coworker and I talk about it all the time. People look at me kind of funny when I say I like alternative. I don't know why. What does that look like? What is that supposed to look like, right? What is it supposed to look like? What is a person supposed to look like that likes jazz? What is a person supposed to look like that likes hip hop? You know, what are we supposed to look like? You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to look like. I'm me. And if you mistake what that is, then you don't know me. Oh, Pearl Jam. Hey, Michael. They just came out with a new song. Actually, I like it a lot. Anti-polka. I am too. I am anti. Some of you are going to be haters. I'm just kidding. I swipe that from my verbiage. I don't say that. I am anti-country, except for like Johnny Cash. I am anti-country. I hate country music. But most Midwesterners aren't country music people. Well, I take that back. Chicago people are not country music people usually. Cross the border over here to Indiana, you see that more. Which is, it's just always cracks me up. I see cowboy hats and cowboy boots here so much more than I would 10 minutes away in Illinois. I don't think I've ever, no, I did own a pair of cowboy boots when we lived in Arizona when I was little. I did get into a little bit of country western type clothes when I was like 10 years old, because that's what's out there in Arizona. Yeah, hip hop and alternative. You're right, Pseudo, all the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anti-country in the house. Yeah. Wendy, I know Arizona people do like their country stuff too, but not as much as like, I think from Indiana, just speaking from the Midwest, Indiana East, and of course South. Johnny Cash I like, or like Loretta Lynn. I like those old country. I'm not a hip hop person either. I'm pretty much the alternative rock stuff. Depends where you are in Arizona. That's true, and it depends where you are in the Midwest too, like that. Yeah, north, south, whatever. Yeah, Elkie, and we should, the independent scene is cool too. The underground, that's what it's called, huh? I don't know. So, but I only got into heavy metal. I got into it a little bit. Well, I first got into it, actually, there's a couple Christian, if you want to call it, heavy metal groups. And then, like I said, my friend, he was in a band, and he introduced me to like Tool and his band, his stuff. So, and since I like poetry, I really loved what they had put out. So that's cool, Alki. Yeah. Where'd Nathan go? He's like the music guru. Yeah, cool. So, Beastie Boys. Oh, Pantera Vulgar. Oh, I'm gonna look that up later, Michael. Wait, let me get that written down. You gotta fight for your right. Just kidding. My friend who was in a band, he also is highly intelligent, and he knows music well, and the musicality of things. Corn, yes. Yes, I agree, Wendy. After 2012, 2013, things started to go probably early 80s to 2013 or some of the best. But hey, I like 70s music too. My parents are, baby boomers, and so they introduced us to my mom specifically introduced us to all the 70s. And then I grew up in the 80s, so she was always playing that stuff. Toto. I'll still listen to Toto and Chicago and all those bands too. We're not really talking about music now. But yeah, I have no more cassettes at all. But anyway, yeah, that's all. I'll read Psalm 91 for everybody to leave you on a good resonance. REO Speedwagon, yes. All right. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to Yahweh, my refuge and my fortress, my Yah, in whom I trust. For it is he who delivers you from the snare of the trapper and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you seek refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and bulwark. You will not be afraid of the terror by night, or of the arrow that flies by day, of the pestilence that stalks in darkness, or of the destruction that lays waste at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand. That's the hand of power, although I'm left-handed. I don't know about that, but but it shall not approach you. You will only look on with your eyes and see the recompense of the wicked. For you have made Yahuwah my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. So the realm in which you dwell is where you will find the peace. And the wicked cannot touch you. And like Wendy said, she laughs at evil now that tries to come at her. I do too. It just has to do with your power. Hey, Sta. And you can gain that more and more. And if you need help in that, I'd say I'm here for you. I've taken very seriously, now that I've found out kind of the Mazzaroth of what I am, I can see that I want to bring life to people. Oh, let me tell you a quick story. I just keep going on and on because it is all around us. Hey, squirrel, nice to see you. Yesterday, what we do at work on a regular basis is take assessments of children who have been with us for whatever amount of time and see how they're doing with whatever they're getting help with. We have a boy who is on the spectrum, and he's 15. He does not speak that much, although I don't know if he doesn't speak to us as much as maybe he speaks at home. Hey, Mesa. But he was at a very low reading level, but when he reads, he really doesn't speak a lot. It's below a whisper. So even when I've worked with him or just in general speaking to him, it's even lower than a whisper. So it actually has made me listen very carefully to him. Yesterday actually was the first time I've heard him actually speak up, and he actually told me he likes math better than reading, and he said it clearly and louder. So I don't know if it's part of his, self-confidence with the reading, obviously. But he came in, and he's been there longer than I've been in this position, but he came in not reading at all. And yesterday, which I knew he'd do better. I told my coworker he can now read better. And what I always told my coworker was, although we cannot hear him speak, I can hear what he's saying. It's very hard. I mean, when I say it's below a whisper, think of how much you would have to listen to someone if they're not speaking above even a lower than a whisper. So when he read, I could catch a little of what he was saying. But often with people who cannot speak, of course, their mind is full, and they're probably smarter than all of us combined in some ways. But I wanted to give him that voice and that confidence to be heard. And I think he showed that to us. So now that we can share with mom, and like I said, maybe he speaks louder at home, but I want him to be confident in his own voice. And he showed that to us yesterday, and he was happy about it, from what I could tell and from what he shared. So things like that, those are connections we can see between people. And as I always say, children are more in tune with that. And that's what I'm going to bring to them, the life and the voice that they deserve. I mentioned that other little girl who speaks. I want her to be able to speak and be heard. I want her to have confidence in that. I have another little boy who also has learning challenges in my group, and he likes to whisper often. So what happens when you whisper? You have to listen more carefully. But I want him to be heard also. And he has a lot in his mind that no one else can hear. So maybe that's a good thing. You don't have to share everything with everybody, but I want them to feel safe to share what they want to. So those are connections with people too. Yeah, you're right, David. We could suggest those things. I'm in a position where, and some of these children I might not see again. So yes, you can only, some of the families we work with are going through a lot. So yes, any kind of music therapies and all those things I can always suggest, but we can only suggest, and I can only hope and pray for the best for those children. I'm just playing a small part in their life, but whatever I can do to help them in the area that I work in is worth it for me. So yeah, that's part of connection too. So if you ever doubt whether people have connections, whether resonances are true, of course they are, of course. And I left you with a psalm and all good. So I am going to get going. And blessings. Thank you for joining. Bye.